Welcome, everybody. Thank you for joining us for Beyond the Stage with Chris Carter. I am Ruth Eggerman, your Director of Marketing at Livermore Valley Arts. And we're here for our annual Staff Picks podcast. Woo!
Yeah.
We just announced our 25-26 fall and winter season, and we have lots to talk about. So I'm going to introduce everybody, and then I'll turn it over to you, Chris, and you can get us all started.
All right. Totally prepared for this. Let's go.
Over here we have Ann Giancola, our Visual Arts and Education Manager. Next to Ann is Justin Beasley. He's our Marketing Associate. And then, of course, Chris Carter, our Chief Executive Officer, myself, Rihanna Bradford, our Chief Financial Officer, and Nancy Kent, the newest member to our team, is our Membership Manager. So, Chris, take it on from here.
Well, we want to talk about our season, and we've all been working on this behind the scenes for a long time, and I know we're excited to see what's coming up for this year. I will say, personally for me, as you know, I've spent a lot of time trying to curate this, but everybody is involved in the process. So everybody gives feedback. They all have suggestions. Even this morning we were in a meeting and talking about artists for next year. And so this is a group process. There was one group, actually, that we didn't get that I really wanted to get, and that was Twin Pandas.
What?
That bears repeating.
Stop.
Did you hear about that group?
Dad joke one.
All right, I'm done with that.
Fell for it, hook, line, and
Everybody-
sinker
yeah.
this time.
I apologize. I won't do that anymore for the rest of the podcast. But I think what we would like to start off with is we're going to talk about the season and the different types of shows and things like that. But I'd like to get just kind of a first once-over from everyone as far as what are you looking forward to? Is there like 2 or 3 performances that really have stood out for you and why? And so, Ann, do you have do you have some recommendations of shows that you're excited about?
I definitely have some of my favorites. I'm super looking forward to Peking Acrobats. Can't find them in my book
Yeah,
right now.
it's in
but
February.
In February?
Yes, because I like the visual thing. And a fun fact about them is that they hold the world record for human chair stack, so without safety lines. So that's kind of cool. They're balancing on a chair, whole bunch of people.
So don't sit in the front row, just in case.
You're gonna be looking up like that.
Vertigo.
They were on Ocean's 11, which
Were
I
they
love that
really?
movie. Yes. They make
Oh, I
an
didn't know
appearance.
that.
So that's kind of fun. So they have some live musicians with them, at least I believe. And I love the way they use everyday objects in what they're doing. So chairs and tables and bottles. And so I just love the visuals of that one.
And that's on February 2nd, 2026.
Yes.
Yes.
And they're one of our returning acts because they've been here before. They were supposed to be here a couple years ago, but then some of them, it was during COVID, some of them got COVID, and during a lot of traveling was able to, because a lot of them are coming from China.
I think
Right.
that was the issue. They
Yeah.
couldn't make it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, they couldn't get out or couldn't get in. One of the two.
That's
we don't
not
have
going to
tariffs
happen
on
next
That's not going to happen.
season.
That's not going to happen.
Yeah, why did you even bring that up? It's not necessary.
And then my other one that I really, really love is Pink Martini, because they are so much fun. Like, there's a bunch of musicians on stage, a dozen or so, something like that, and they have songs in 25 languages. So they're just fun, and you don't even notice that it's a different language. You're just so wrapped up in this really festive and wonderful and engaging music that's so fun and visual.
That one
again.
will sell out.
Yeah, it's really,
Yes,
it's
so-
really a great show. And what did I say yesterday in the office? I said, we were talking about Pink Martini, and I said, Ann Giancola is a big fan. I bet she's already got tickets.
Yes, China Forbes is coming, right? With that, China Forbes is the
We think
vocalist?
so.
She the
Yeah.
vocalist?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's
Those were
super
the
fun.
pictures they
The
sent.
things I should probably know about it. That's good.
So I'm also love the Ballet Folklorico de Carlos Moreno because, again, dance and the visuals and the storytelling is really great. I didn't know this until recently, but he's from Livermore.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
he's
then
from
he
Livermore?
moved to Oakland.
I
and-
didn't
They
know that.
started the dance company in Livermore over 50 years ago.
That's just crazy.
Oh.
And they've been since 1980. They're the San Francisco Consulate's cultural representative. So they're always really fun. And they bring not only are they a public ticketed event, but they have an education component with them. So they will be doing a student show. So
Yep.
hope to get the schools here.
And that's always really full, that student shows.
Well, a fun
The
fact
stu-
with that one is that Carlos actually worked with a ballet dancer in Livermore named Jose Somoza, who has a elementary and junior high ballet group at Junction that performs between Livermore and
that's fun.
Hayward.
Lots of Livermore
but
connections.
Jose was actually Carlos's student.
Oh, that's very cool.
So that's on October 12th. And then the Pink Martini is December 7th. So we want to make sure we get those dates in. But yeah, great recommendations. Anything else?
That's my top
That's your top
ones.
three? All right, we're going to skip over to Nancy.
I thought I was going to have to be
No,
last.
you're not last. I want to
Okay,
surprise
no,
you.
they're not all taken. I think the one I'm looking the most forward to is Stop Making Sense, which I'm an MTV kid.
I knew
I was raised on MTV and TV dinners, and to me, so Stop Making Sense. It's Talking Heads concert experience
Movie, yeah.
Yeah.
which I know people say is one of the best concert movies of all time. So to see it on a big screen with a group of people, I think will be a lot of fun. And then Jerry Harrison, who was guitar and keyboard for Talking Heads, he will be here. And I'm excited to meet him. He's also produced, Chris, I'm looking at Chris because he probably knows, he's produced a lot like Violent Femmes and Live and a lot of stuff recently that I like. So I'm a huge fan, and I think it'll be
Yeah.
a lot of fun.
So
He's
tell
a
me
big
how
name.
that's going to be a film, and then what?
And it comes out afterwards. I believe that's how it's going to go. But the film, if you've never seen it, Nancy's right. It's regarded as probably one of, if not the best concert film of all time. And it starts off, it was done in the 80s, and it actually was filmed over 3 different shows, and they kind of mixed it together. But it's cool because it starts off on a stage like this, and David Byrne comes out. He's the lead singer for the Talking Heads with a little boom box, puts it down, and has a guitar, and he starts playing Burning Down the House or something like that. Just him and the boom box. And as he's performing, the production crew starts like filling in the stage behind him. So all of a sudden there's a riser, the drums are set up, and then the drummer comes out, and then there's a keyboard that's and then by the time the show's like in full force, it's like dancers, 10-piece band. It's like crazy, but
That's
it's like
fun.
the set is being built as the concert is going.
That's
And just
super
the
cool.
visuals are incredible, and the music is, you forget how many great songs there
I
are.
was going to say that since
Talking Heads.
since we've had this on the calendar, I put Talking Heads on my playlist, and I was like, that's
You know
right,
every
this
song.
Is Talking Heads too. This is Talking
Every
Heads.
song,
Every
you
song.
will know, you'll
And
recognize it.
it really has
Yeah.
that to me that feeling of MTV. It's like a quintessential MTV type band.
Yeah. Well, yeah, they were definitely, I think they started before MTV, but they really embraced the
Yeah,
genre
thinking
of
about
MTV and
1980s,
music
Yeah.
video and
early
stuff.
80s,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and they really hit it, and they had great music videos.
So that
Yeah.
show's on January 9th, and it'll be, I think it's going to sell out. It's probably going to be a sleeper sellout. It's going to be one of those ones that people don't realize until it's too late that there's no tickets available. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would jump on that one.
Yeah.
And then the other that I'm really excited about, except that I can't say his name to save my life, Luca Stricagnoli.
Stricagnoli.
Stricagnole.
My
Stricagnoli.
Italian is terrible.
Stricagnole.
Yeah, so I believe it was in 2024's International Guitar Night that he was here.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that was the first I had heard of him, seen him, and I've been thinking ever since about him. He was incredible. He has all kinds of funky guitars, 3-neck guitars and instruments he's, I believe, made himself.
Yeah.
And he's just a
He's
charming
amazing.
guy.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, I met him backstage and just super charming, super great. Do you go to International Guitar Night every year?
No, I have only been a couple of times.
Yeah.
But I will be going to International Guitar Night this year. I'm excited about that. in general, no matter who is there. But I'm looking forward to seeing Luca with his own show.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
a virtuoso. And I'll tell you, like, one time when he was there for International Guitar Night, and I went backstage to talk to them, he's changing the strings on his guitars, and one of them is the three-necked one. And I said, how often do you change your strings? And he says, I change them for every single show. And so it takes a couple hours just to do that. And so he does that every time because the sound quality, he wants it as good as possible. And then when I was introducing him for International Guitar Night, we're like right here at the wing. And I just said, how do you say your last name? And he goes, Stricagnoli. Stricagnoli. And I tried to say it, and I totally butchered it. And I'll still butcher it. I'm probably not saying it
I
exactly
even
right.
tried to write it down phonetically, and I still,
But it's
I'm
like
still having trouble.
it's like gnocchi,
Gnocchi.
like gnocchi, like Stricagnocchi with
No,
an L.
gnocchi.
Yeah,
And did he train in Italy? Did he?
yeah. He's Italian. He grew up in Italy. I think he lives in the States now, or he has dual residency. But yeah, he's incredible. And he has all these amazing videos. So if you want to look him up on YouTube, he does some really cool stuff.
Yeah.
You get a good sense of him.
Okay, and then I think my last one, there's a lot that I'm excited about, so it's hard to narrow it down, but this one is someone new to me, Martin Sexton, the Abbey Road Show. And I did not know who he was until we had him coming here. And so I went on Spotify, started listening to him, and he's incredible, really kind of stripped down,
He's soulful.
folksy soul, yeah,
Yeah.
but like a lot of soul with not a whole lot of accoutrement, right?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, really. And then this, I think my understanding, it's the entire Abbey Road.
Yeah,
Yes.
you saw the show in New York,
I
right?
saw the show. So the first half, he goes through the entire Abbey Road album, which is really cool because people know most of those songs, or a lot of them are very recognizable, and he gets people to sing along. And some of them are very complicated songs. You know, there's a lot of key changes, and their time is changing, and there's different instruments coming in and out, and he just does it with one guitar. So it's very interesting to see him do that, and his voice is really great for
Okay,
that.
so remind me, what's on Abbey Road? Is that like Hey Jude?
Oh, Darlin', not Hey Jude.
Not Hey Jude. Okay.
Here Comes the Sun.
Okay.
Maxwell Silver Hammer, things like that.
That's from Abbey Road?
Yeah.
Not Sergeant Pepper's?
Nope.
It was in the movie. It was in the
Abbey Road.
movie, Sergeant
I'm pretty
Pepper's.
sure it's in Abbey Road.
With the
Well,
Bee
and I
Gees.
think that interpretation, we see a lot of people doing Beatles and trying to sound like the Beatles, but
This is
I
him
think
sounding
this is
like
him,
the-
yeah,
yeah.
and it's really cool, and his original songs as well.
Which he does in the
I've
second
been
set.
enjoying. Okay.
And he does some great covers in the second set, too, of different artists. And I really enjoyed seeing him live. It was a great show. And the acoustics in here will really lend nicely to what he does. I think it's going to sound wonderful.
There's not a bad show in our house. Like
bad show?
there's not a bad seat. There's not a bad seat.
show.
Yeah,
bad
there's not a bad show. No. Sorry.
By the way, Luca's on November 15th. And then Martin is on
October 18th.
October 18th.
Yeah.
I think you're just happy, Chris, that someone else is picking some of the guitarists. to
Yeah, I
talk
know.
about. So you're not saying
Well-
this guitarist and this guitarist.
I know. I'm thinking
And I
Nancy and Chris have the same musical
don't play
taste.
guitar, so I can't play guitar.
She just picked all the ones I was going to say, so now I got to think of new ones. While she was talking, I was like, doggone it. No, you're right. We're on the same wavelength. Justin, are you ready?
Yes. For my picks, one of my first ones is Uptown, which is going to be on November 14th. And what I looked up about Uptown is they're actually a sextet. There's actually 6 of them, 6 members. But for Uptown who are coming here, we have 3 of the members who are coming here. We got Bradford, Derek, and Joel, so they're going to be a trio. So what this is, it's going to be walls-to-walls choreography with some top-tier vocals, and you can really hear the Bruno Mars influences in their singing. And they're going to be mixing a little bit of blend of classic Motown to even some modern radio hits as well. So it's going to be something that will get you up on your feet to start dancing. So
Oh, yeah.
I hope that when people come here, they enjoy this. Because for me, when I first saw them on our sizzle reel, I was like, oh my gosh, they're amazing.
If you had seen them, I think you saw, did you?
Yeah, they're very good looking.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
Did you see a showcase with them at?
No.
No,
No,
so
I haven't, but
I actually
when I
saw them twice, a showcase, so which is like a 15-minute performance that they do at some of the conferences that we attend for programming things. And so I wanted to see one, so I definitely scheduled myself to see the first one, and then I happened to be in the same room seeing something else, and they came up on stage, and I was like, oh, I'm hanging out for the rest of this. They are so high energy, and they had a room full of agents, artists, and venue people like Chris and
People in
like
the
us.
industry.
People in the industry up on their feet within 15 minutes. And so
That's amazing.
I thought that was amazing too. I was like,
Because normally we're all sitting there going,
we're like so judgy.
yeah, we're like, I don't know.
Well, Justin sold me on that. That sounds incredible.
It is. The visual aspect is always amazing. And also, if you want to see all 6 of them performing together, look at their cover of Earth, Wind, and Fire September, where they are all singing and dancing together. It's
one of
an
my favorite
amazing music. It's sort of like this awesome music video. They have different sets and everything. So check out, again, their cover of Earth, Wind, and Fire September. It's fantastic.
And
Cool.
what day are they coming?
They are coming again on November 14th, which is a Friday. So it's
be
going to be
fun.
so much fun. And then the
Anybody
next.
else you're excited about?
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Is there one that you're not
I-
excited
I-
about?
I knew he was gonna open up to this.
Queens. I wanted to take them,
So
yes. Amazing.
I am also excited for on February 13th, which is the String Queens.
I had that on my list. So now I got
Yeah.
good thing I brought in an extra.
Yeah, but for me, I love, these are such amazing women, and when you hear them, they'll be going from repertoire all the way from the Baroque era of music all the way to modern Billboard hits as well. So you'll be hearing such a great variety of music. They always add a lot of authenticity, soul, and even some orchestral elements, since these 3 women, play the violin, viola, and the cello. And when I did my research about this, all of them are teachers, which I was like, oh my gosh, that's amazing. And to know that they use their, that besides performing, that they use their great, amazing talent to be able to teach other students and to teach a next generation to be able to just come up in music themselves is always such an inspiration as well. And even when looking, I saw on their website that they have a mission statement. And when I saw that, I was like, oh, we love mission statements. So I wanted to read it on here. So
what is it?
it says, the mission of the String Queens is to create musical experiences that inspire diverse audiences to love, hope, feel, and imagine.
Oh, that's nice. That's a good one.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's a
and
good
because
one.
it reminded me of our mission statement, which has been to, I know what it is.
Enrich?
No, it's always the first one, to engage, enrich, and inspire, to engage, enrich, and inspire our diverse communities through the arts, and which is something that our organization and them have so much in common, to really engage people in the arts. And I'm so glad that they're going to be coming here to do this. It's going to be so much fun.
They've been doing it for a while too.
Have they?
Yeah. So they originally, what I read was that they originally got together. They had 2 of them had known each other, and basically the third one kind of introduced them all together. And they were originally going to play. Their first gig was for Dawn's daughter's first birthday, but they never actually played anything for that birthday.
Dawn is one of the performers.
Dawn is one of the
So one of
performers.
Yes.
Okay.
And so then the next day, they actually had their first official paid gig, which was a wedding, and they winged it.
So they skipped the dress rehearsal and went straight.
And then they played a bunch of gigs and things like that before they
When
made
you're
it
that
big.
good, you don't need to rehearse.
They just knew each other.
Well, I love that they're teachers. I didn't know that, because they are going to be doing a student performance as well. So I have high hopes that the Tri-Valley students will come see this amazing show. And it sounds like they're really going to take advantage of some teachable moments. And I loved also that their mission is to transcend color and color of skin, and just make you feel the music.
Right.
Yeah,
Agreed.
it's awesome.
They've played in some pretty big places too. I
Like
know
Wimbledon, right?
Wimbledon,
Yeah.
Carnegie
Carnegie
Hall.
Hall.
Radio Music Hall, and then also the John F. Kennedy Center.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Was there anything else?
I think, yes, one last one is the 10 tenors who are going to be here on February 5th of 2026. And when I looked them up, I realized that they're based in Australia. They're an Australian ensemble, and they've been formed since 1995, and they're actually celebrating their 30th anniversary this year. So I'm so super excited to come and see them. And the way they presented themselves, they sort of reminded me of the Texas Tenors who came this year, who they have some opera that they're going to do, doing some soulful ballads. They also do some modern hits as well, and also some pop and even some rock songs as well. But I'm so excited to hear what they sound like in our space,
And
because
it's a cappella.
yeah, it is a cappella, but they sometimes do bring a live band with them as
okay.
well. But they may be doing some a cappella stuff as well. So, but I'm just super excited to hear them, because as myself, I'm a tenor as well, and I love hearing other tenors just be able to flex out and go off on all these high notes.
Nice.
You can't go wrong with tenors.
All right, so we know
Right.
Justin's going to be here. We know when Ann's going to be here. We know when Nancy's going to be here. Who's next, Chris?
Me?
Rihanna.
That's
Okay.
kind of what I thought.
Well, I honestly, I went through the catalog several times, and I don't know if there's a show in here that I don't want to see or
Yeah.
that I won't be here for. I mean, I think all of them, I'll probably be to most of them unless I physically can't be here. So that made it very difficult to choose. But I am super excited about 90s mixtape. That's a big one. I'm a 90s kid. You can call me an elder millennial or a very young Gen Xer. I'm right on that cusp.
Oh,
But the 90s were my decade.
Those were your
really.
wonder years.
My wonder years, it was
Right.
high school and everything. And so I'm excited about that one because I think it's the only way that I'm going to be able to kind of experience the live music of some of my favorite bands, especially knowing that a lot of them they don't exist anymore. Like,
The bands don't exist.
the bands don't
Yeah.
exist, like Nirvana doesn't exist anymore. Spice Girls are all over the place, so things like that. I'm super excited to see that. And I know that they come with a live band, Broadway singers, and also a DJ.
Yes.
So
Oh, super cool.
Be a fun.
That'll be
So
fun.
this
It will
was-
be-
Too, I think.
this,
I don't want to be sitting for this
Yeah.
one. And I don't think anybody should. I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
if you're going to come to the show, feel free to stand up and
Wear your dancing shoes.
Yes.
this show was started by members of the Doo-Wop Project, who have been
Nice.
here.
Who have
Oh,
been here.
yes.
So this is kind of an offshoot of one, this is a project for one of the members of that group. Yeah, and they're all, great Broadway singers. Yeah, but what's funny is, like, when you watch the show, everybody in the band and then the performers, they all have different 90s gear, like what they're wearing,
Yeah.
but they're different, like, what do you call it, the caricatures of 90s people. So there's like the grunge guy, there's the boy band
Oh,
guy.
yeah, I'm bringing it out.
I was gonna say, we're gonna dig out
Yeah.
our
Yes.
clothes and,
I have some
Come for
holy
that.
pair of holy jeans in my
can't
closet
do-
somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's a lot of fun. And I did catch this as well when they did their first show in New York. And when you watch the video reel, I was at that show that they were doing. And it's so fun. Yeah.
Oh.
Like what else? Spice Girls?
I mean, they're
Alanis
Morissette.
Morissette, Whitney
that's
Houston.
Britney Spears.
Yeah, Britney Spears.
kind of all over the place in the
TLC.
90s, it
Yeah.
sounds like, not just one genre.
Yeah, boy bands, grunge.
So Backstreet Boys, is that the 90s?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
yeah,
right.
they do that, all that stuff.
NSYNC.
NSYNC.
Okay.
And they
Green
did
Day.
like a
Yeah.
whole thing of the one-hit wonders, so like Chumbawamba and
Oh, yeah. You forget that's the 90s.
what's that
You
other
might have
one?
tried.
I tried.
The Macarena.
Oh, wow, okay.
90s?
Yeah.
Mambo number 5.
That's the 90s also? Oh, my God.
Are we feeling old?
No.
I feel
You know,
old.
I gotta tell you,
We'll feel young.
my kids were born in the 90s, so I just don't,
You
the
were
music
Remember
was
the
not,
90s, you weren't sleeping much?
right.
You
so
were not listening to music. You
Yeah,
were
like-
raising children.
We were listening to 80s music.
Yeah.
And so recently I've discovered the 90s music, and Nirvana is a really cool band.
Right?
You're just figuring that out.
Just got turned
Better
on to
late than
Nirvana.
And then all the artists that have covered them since.
Right, right,
Well, I
exactly.
graduated high school in 1993, so this is kind of like right in the middle of my wheelhouse. So high school and college was all through the 90s. So
Yeah,
that's
that's a
the
big
age
influence.
that, yeah, the music is most influential in your life.
It's the ones that you
So-
remember when they come on the radio, like, yes, and start
Yeah.
singing along.
Yeah, it's so much better than the music nowadays, too.
So get your 90s gear. And
Yeah,
get your
I'm
90s
gonna
gear.
get
It's
the
gonna be so
fanny
much fun.
pack.
Get your neon.
September
Neon.
13th.
September 13th, yeah.
8 p.m.
That's coming up.
Yes.
Did y'all wear anything that was like really quintessential 90s when you
Oh,
were?
yes, I had the Chuck Taylors, I had the torn up jeans.
That's not 90s. Chuck
But it
Taylors are
feels
not,
like
you
it's
do
all
not
it's come
They
back.
get to
they-
claim Chuck
they
Taylors.
we made them so cool.
Oh
I'm
my
sorry.
I'd wear muscle pants.
Wait,
that
what
were
are
like-
muscle pants?
They're like just
Like
kind of,
MC Hammer pants?
yeah, kind of like MC Hammer.
Oh my God, I want to
Not
see you
MC
in
Hammer.
Will you please wear your MC Hammer pants on the mix?
You think of like those
With a fanny pack?
bodybuilders like on Venice Beach wearing the neon pant, like the puffy neon pants. I would wear
Yeah,
those.
those are hammer
Yeah.
pants.
They were like neon color. I liked a lot of neon stuff, so I wore like neon T-shirts and
Oh my God, I'm
neon
like,
pants.
No,
That,
I
was,
would-
that had to
Yeah.
be early 90s.
I'm
late
so
80s. Like,
confused by
Acid
that.
Wash was
Like
Acid
91.
Wash was early. No, maybe
No,
that was a
that's
little more
80s.
late 80s.
I had
okay,
those
'cause I had a
in-
little bit
but
of
in
that.
college I was flannel. Everything was flannel.
Oh, everything was
Flannel.
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 And baggy.
And it
I
all
just remember a lot
smelled.
of baggy. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh no,
I
mean,
wouldn't know.
but it's
I'm
all
a
come back.
late
It was
90s
Doc
baby.
Martens,
Yeah.
and I mean, for me, it was shorts with like funky tights underneath
Yeah.
with Doc Martens.
we also did that in the 80s, just so you know.
All right. What else?
The
Taking
other
us off
one, I actually,
off
so
the rails here.
we have a 5 speakers coming for our speaker series this year, and every single one of them I want to see. Like, I'm going to get tickets for every single one of them. But honestly, I was looking at Lisa Bridge for A Pirate's Life, and I had just finished watching the whole Pirates series on HBO, and that is just fascinating, because what I think of when I think of pirates is Pirates of the Caribbean, and so Disney's version of pirates, and just knowing or hearing more about it from HBO's series, I want to come see what she has to say about it, because there's a lot of different things about the pirate life that you don't think about. And there was a lot of women pirates.
Do you think she's going to get into like modern day pirates? You constantly hear about the Somali pirates.
I hope
Well,
so.
she's,
Yeah.
But I think she's going to be more
I-
history.
Yeah, it's historic because she's an underwater archaeologist.
Yes.
Which
So
I
that's-
never thought about existing.
Yeah, so that's where she gets a lot of
Underwater,
her,
I know, it's really cool.
yeah, exploring deep sea wrecks and things like
Yeah.
Yeah, those ships went down pretty often. I mean, this was long before electricity and everything else, and they were literally just going around claiming land and people. So I'm curious.
That'll be
But I'm a
interesting.
history buff too. I really like the history.
And that's on
side of it.
November 13th, which I don't think is Talk Like a Pirate Day, but it should be.
No, I think August
It will be
19th.
here.
Yeah, we'll have to remember that.
You have an adventurous lineup.
That's
We
what I was
do.
saying. It was really
Yeah.
hard to choose because I really wanted UFOs,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
okay.
and then also humanity's origins or humans'
Yeah,
origins,
that one.
and
Yeah.
then Everest.
Yes.
Talking about Everest and the whole family being involved in basically
And
climbing
kids-
Mount Everest.
And you can't forget Jason
Jason
Alexander.
Alexander.
Yeah. I mean, this is
That's a given.
probably the best speaker series I've seen us put together.
Yeah.
I'm really not, and I thought this year was fabulous. We have,
Yeah,
you
so
know,
I've come to
but
every single one so far for this.
me
series.
too. And I just think this next one, we're getting the hang of it. It's really cool. It's really cool to have this speaker series, and I really
The
like
Ray
this one.
DeRoe speakers.
The Ray DeRoe speaker series.
And seeing Jason Alexander come back and actually talk versus performing is going to be a completely different experience than what we
Yeah.
had a few years ago.
And, you know, I don't know if you know this, but apparently, and I'm not sure how this exactly happens, but the audience really gets to drive the conversation with Jason Alexander and what he talks about. So I'm not sure if there's going to be like question, you know, like if it's a
Speaker
Q&A
cards or
or something like
Yeah.
that, or if we do a survey, you know, of the attendees and see what they want to hear about. But so it's going to be very improv based because, you know, what
That's what
are
they
we going to
do.
get him to talk
Yeah,
about?
right.
Yeah,
that's what they do.
that's what he does. So
He's not going to bring a PowerPoint?
I don't think so.
I mean,
No
Seinfeld
PowerPoint.
PowerPoint?
Maybe these other speakers will.
They
Speakers
definitely
may bring a
will.
PowerPoint.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then my last one was the psychology of cults.
Oh,
That's
yes.
interesting.
Another
Yeah.
one where if you're on Netflix or HBO or
Any
you know,
of 'em.
any of them, there's all these cult series and they just draw you in. They're just fascinating. And so having Ashlyn, what is her last name? Hilliard? Hilliard?
Ashlyn Hilliard.
Hilliard.
Yeah, Hilliard.
She's a renowned cult interventionist, and she is the founder of People Leave Cults. I know that she's primarily up in Oregon, is where she does a lot of her work, and she started by helping people leave polygamous communities. So that's kind of where she got her start in this. And then she went on to get a master's degree in the psychology of coercive control. So I want to hear what she has to say, because what I've watched on TV is, about a particular cult, and what she's going to do is kind of do a deep dive into how they work, why people join them.
The psychology
The
part.
the psychology part.
which is
Like, how do we,
fascinating. Yeah.
you don't realize how easy it is to be coerced into something that's cult-like.
Yeah.
And
How did you guys decide on this, bring this in?
This is like, I think of it as like a true crime show. And true crime is very popular. And they did, last year, it was the same series, but I think it was the psychology of serial killers.
Yeah, that's what it
And
was.
then this year, the new one is psychology of cults. I don't know what they'll do next season, but if it's popular, we might bring it back again. But it's kind of a true crime focus.
Okay.
They have sort of a multimedia approach
Yeah.
to how they're presenting it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a whole program.
I mean, if you listen to any of these things on any podcast, there's so many podcasts on true crime and cults and everything else that, again, that's something else my daughter has going on pretty much 24/7. I walk into the house and there's some true crime
Dateline,
podcast.
everyone loves Dateline.
Yeah,
Right?
it's, they suck you in, man. They really do.
You
I watched a
wanna
wacky
watch it
one.
all.
I watched a wacky one the other night, and I was just like, "What am I watching?"
But you can't turn away.
You can't.
You can't. You have to
cannot.
get to the end.
You have to get to the end to see how they decide to resolve it as a family or as a group of people or whatever, and they're not. So this is going to be right on target with
All right.
those of us who get sucked into that
I
stuff.
fully,
And I am, hello, that's me.
I fully expect to have the mouth open the whole time that I'm
Yep.
at the show, just
Yeah.
like what?
Yeah.
That's kind of how I look like when I'm watching them on TV. I'm
It's
like,
yeah.
And just the angle of coercion in general is kind of an interesting subject, so hopefully she'll
Yeah.
go into that.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And
All
those were my three. I mean, because I had string queens too, but
Yeah.
That's all right.
No, I
Right.
did too.
but like I said,
forgot.
I want to come see all of them. There isn't one show
hard
in
to
here
pick.
that.
Okay, Ruth.
Oh,
You're
me?
on.
Yep, your
Me?
turn.
Wow. I mean, they're like everybody said, and there's so many of them already been mentioned, but I don't think I can let this podcast go any longer without us mentioning Jane Lynch and Kate Flannery.
She was on my list. She was on my list. She was on Nancy's list.
I think this
I
is
know, how cool is that gonna
this
be?
is going to be so much fun, and there's one. We're going to get to interview them on this podcast in a couple of months, and so look
That'll
out
be
for
so
that. I'm
fun.
super excited that we're going to get to talk to them. I have so much in common with both of them, which is really interesting. Chicago, and Jane Lynch went to university like 40 minutes down the road from where I grew up. So it'll be in a place called Normal. So I don't,
Normal too.
yeah.
Someone else.
That's where
yeah.
Regina Stoops is
Yeah,
from.
Regina Stoops.
Oh, okay.
Local comedian.
Yeah. It's crazy. I think Brian Maggi is also from Bloomington Normal.
Yeah.
So it's
You have to be funny, I guess. To
you
come
have to be
through.
funny. You have to be funny.
Come out of normal.
Come on, normal.
Right. So
I
far.
didn't know she sang.
Yeah, she
Well, she was
sings.
in Glee.
She was
Yeah,
in Glee
right.
and sang in
Yeah,
Glee.
but
she
did
was
she
Glee.
sing?
I didn't know Kate
She
Flannery
sang
sang.
a
Right.
couple. I know Jane Lynch as Sue Sylvester in Glee. I know she sang a couple of songs, but she didn't sing a lot. But when she did sing, it was like, oh,
yeah.
I can't believe you sing.
She can sing. Yeah. Well, I planned that's going to be my summer watch. Is Glee, so that I get all up on it, because I've never seen an episode or a minute.
Marvelous.
The building, is that where?
See, now who was she on?
love
I've
her.
watched every episode of Only Murders in the Building, and
I
which.
can't think of what the name is, the double.
Yeah, she was the double.
The Marvelous
Oh, that's
Mrs.
right. That's
Maisel.
right. Oh, I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
That's my favorite.
Yeah, Steve Martin's double. That's right. She
What
plays.
the name is, but she
Yeah.
is incredible. I love
Yeah,
her.
she's fabulous. And then Kate Flannery was on The Office. She was Meredith on The Office, which is absolutely one of the best characters on TV
Yes.
ever. And to me, I feel like, they describe it as it's like the Rat Pack, but with a couple of broads.
Yeah.
I'm kind of hoping
100%.
for a little bit of that, but like the good old-fashioned variety show.
Yeah.
Whatever happened to like and now I sound old, but I'm going to go ahead and go for it. Like things like the Carol Burnett Show and Laugh-In and, Rowan and Martin, the Smothers Brothers who have been
Yeah.
here. Yeah, so it's going to be, that show's going to be great. It's on Saturday,
Doing bits.
September 6th. It's already a hot seller.
Oh, it is.
And
So,
a fun fact about both of them is that they have a Christmas album together. It's called A Swinging Little Christmas. And I looked this up on just like, I want to see, let's see what type of music Jane Lynch has. And then I saw that both she and Kate with, I forget what his name is, but with another person, they have a Christmas album together. And it's called A Swinging Little Christmas. And they sound great on it.
oh, cool.
They
Well,
also got together doing improv. That's
right,
where they
right.
met.
I think they were both in Second
Second
City.
City.
Yeah, which has been here recently. The other show, the next show I'm looking forward to, there's so much that I'm looking forward to in this season, but I'm excited that we're getting the Philharmonic,
Oh, yeah.
which is a group of fine young Filipino gentlemen who have been on shows like, I don't know, all of those singing shows.
Yeah,
America's
they've
Got
been on
Talent.
Yeah,
the
America's
Sing
Got
Off, and they've even did a little did a little cameo on Pitch Perfect too. which
Right,
was-
right.
been
So
on
they're an
the
a
Tonight
cappella
Show,
group.
though, too,
They-
Yeah,
late
they're
night.
regulars on the show with James Corden.
Oh, yeah.
Is that his name?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So I know that. I met a couple of them when we were in New York, and actually Liav Sofer from
Mostly kosher.
Mostly Kosher introduced me to all of them, and I was searching and searching for their showcase and couldn't find it, and they finished right when I
missed
showed
it,
up, and I
yeah.
missed the whole thing, but then he introduced me afterwards, and I'm super excited that you've booked this because I think it's a great show. Acapella sounds amazing in this theater.
Yes,
It just
it does.
really sounds fantastic. I think we have a great fan base for acapella, and I think we'll also introduce some new people to the Bankhead
Yeah,
with
I
this
think
one. I
so.
think it'll be really fun.
Is this
So-
one happening right around the time of our Weekend of Culture?
Yes,
Yep.
yes.
Because we
It's
usually
actually
have-
happening during Filipino American,
The Barrio
Barrio
Fiesta.
Fiesta.
yeah, I think it's it's on the same day as the Barrio Fiesta. And then it's also Filipino American History Month, I think, is October. I think that's what they call it. So that one should be a great show. It'll be a great way to celebrate Filipino heritage if you have some, and learn about it if you don't.
Yes.
Boy, as we got, I think the Rocky Horror Picture Show 50th anniversary. I mean, if I turn the page, if I go through this turning the page, I'm going to have to, say every show. There's another one I do want to talk about. This is my third. I think the Rocky Horror Picture Show is going to be so much fun. And this was my favorite part of you booking this, right, Chris? Was you came to me to talk about it. I'm like, this was such a cultural moment in, the 70s and 80s. And it's so fabulous. And I was like, well, what are we going to do about things like toast and squirt guns and all of those types of things inside the theater? And he was like, what are you talking about? And so,
Never been.
right. So apparently they're bringing all of that stuff with them. Nell Campbell, who played Columbia on it, in that movie, is going to be here for a Q&A after the show. There's opportunities to do a meet and greet with them. It's going to be a super fun show. It is sponsored in part by Fremont Bank, which is fabulous. We appreciate their support. And if you've never seen it, come see it. If you have seen it 100 times or 1,000 times, come see it again.
Why not?
Why not see it again?
Yeah.
You've already seen it 1,000 times. Why not do it another
It's
time?
so much better when you're with a group of people. too.
Oh, yeah.
It's coming and seeing it in an audience. I saw it in high school with a bunch of friends in Castro Valley, basically doing the same thing, watching
Yeah.
the movie and throwing toast at the stage.
Yeah.
So, and it was so
And
much fun.
They'll have a shadow cast. So what's meant by a shadow cast is that basically what happened with this cult film, speaking of cults, was that people would dress up like the characters in the film, and then as it was being played on the screen in the old movie theaters that also had stages, people would go up and act out in front of the movie screen. So that's a big part of the Rocky Horror Picture Show experience. And so that'll be a big part of the experience here, too.
And
So-
it's the week of Halloween, and one of our sponsors, Lacondo Wine Bar, they're doing a Rocky Horror Picture Show dinner.
a couple days
as well.
before that. Yeah, that should be fun.
So it will be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Stretch it out for the whole week.
Yes.
Yeah, make it a Rocky Horror
Yeah,
week.
You could be
It'll
in
be my first
costume
one.
and everything.
Yeah.
I've never seen it before.
And I think one, I can't believe it. Yeah, don't
never
stream
seen
it.
it.
I
Please,
know.
please don't stream this. Wait till you see it in the movie theaters.
Yeah,
And then the other one, and this is a returning one, and I want to talk about it because I love
Selected
this
Shorts.
one. Selected Shorts is an afternoon of storytelling, and it's stories told by people who are celebrities, they're actors, they're acclaimed actors, and they come and they take on the character of the story, and it's really fabulous. And I just want to recommend that you listen to a couple episodes or a dozen episodes or whatever of their podcast by the same name, Selected Shorts, and it's just comforting. The exciting thing about it is we never know who's going to be on stage until about 6 weeks before the show. So as soon as we know, we announce it, but it's always going to be great. I'm so glad that we're bringing them back yet again. Super excited about it. I love it. And it's always, the 2 years they've been here twice, and it's just a great afternoon at the theater.
It really
It
is.
really
It
is
really
just a nice, pleasurable afternoon at the theater, and it's fabulous.
The first year we had it, it was Jane Kasmerick,
was-
the mom from Malcolm
Yeah.
in the Middle, Tony Hale,
From Arrested Development and
Arrested
Veep.
Development and Veep,
Yeah.
and then Mara Wilson from Mrs. Doubtfire.
And Matilda.
And
Or
Matilda,
Matilda,
yeah.
yeah, Matilda.
Yeah.
And after the show, we did a little meet and greet, and that was the longest meet and greet I've ever been in because they just
They were so
they
nice.
just wanted to talk. Yeah, Jane
Yeah.
Kasmerick was like, we were talking about college and her kids in college and
Yeah.
what we're studying and all this, like everything. And it was just like a regular conversation with a parent, and she's just
Yeah.
getting to know you. And she didn't care that she was a celebrity, and it was so different than a lot of the meet and greets that we've ever done.
Yeah.
So I enjoyed that a lot.
The
Yeah.
podcast is a lot of fun, and like you said, start listening to it if you haven't. And it also is one of our member appreciation events,
Right.
Too. So if you're a member, there'll be a little VIP experience with some bites and beverages at the show. So it will definitely be a fun
Good
day.
call.
Yeah, it'll be a great experience.
And that's on
February
15th.
15th.
It's a matinee too, right? At 3 p.m., 2 p.m.?
Yes, 3 p.m.
3 p.m.
See?
3 p.m.
Come out Sunday afternoon.
And did we say the Rocky Horror date? That was
That's October 24th. That's a Friday
Yeah.
night.
We said it was the week of Halloween.
Yeah, so October 24th.
Yeah,
That
Halloween
should-
this year is on a Friday, I think, or Saturday.
I
I
don't
think
know.
it's a Friday,
Halloween,
and
so
so
they're
it's the
always fun.
Friday before, yeah.
Yeah, but it'll be a good one. It'll be a lot of fun. All of these shows. I feel like we've talked a lot. Chris, are there any
I
left
know.
for you?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, which
They're all
ones are you
good.
gonna do?
They're all good. Well,
took
we
them
had Dust Bowl Revival here this year on the Plaza for Art Walk After Dark. One of my favorite shows all year.
Yeah, I
And
totally
so
agree.
we're bringing them back with the Hot Club of Cowtown, and they're going to be on the stage, and they're doing a tribute to Willie and Bob. So Willie Nelson and Bob Dylan. They'll also be playing some of their own music. This is one of my favorite bands I've seen here in a long time, so I highly recommend that. Kind of Americana,
Folk, yeah.
soulful, folky feel.
Yeah, little,
But yeah,
little
some
bit of
brass.
a little bit of Laurel Canyon stuff
Yeah,
thrown in.
great vibe.
Yeah, really great. They were
They're-
so much
Yeah,
fun.
they're a lot of fun.
And they're another one that encourages you to get up and dance. So
Yep.
don't just
Absolutely.
sit and watch them. Get up and participate.
So
and
that's on
feel the
November
music.
16th.
Yeah, that'll be a fun one.
And for the holidays, there's a couple shows. I just want to talk about Jeff Bordas real quick, local musician. He has a great holiday show. He's a jazz musician. When he was 17, he toured with Dizzy Gillespie. People don't know how incredible he is.
Yeah,
So
amazing.
that's the Saturday after Thanksgiving, so come out and start the holidays with that. Irish Christmas in America is coming back, always sells out.
Yep.
And that's on December 8th.
Yes.
December
Yep.
8th, yep.
And then the new one that I'm excited for is Stella Cole. And she is going to be here on the 18th.
Of
She's-
December.
December 18th, thank you, for her holiday show with strings. So it's Stella with strings. She's known as a jazz singer, but she's going to bring a string ensemble with her to do all these holiday classics. If you've never seen her or heard her, she kind of sounds like Judy Garland to me.
Oh, my God. When she comes up
has
on the
this-
sizzle reel, it's like, oh, you just stop and you're like
Incredibly-
mesmerized by her voice. Yeah.
Classic.
Classic, it sounded
Voice.
classic to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But speaking
Like the golden age.
Yeah,
The
Yeah.
golden age of film.
But speaking of, I did some research, and actually one of her favorite movies that she was assessed was The Wizard of Oz.
Of
And
course.
some of her influences are Judy Garland and Barbara Streisand. So you definitely are going to be able to hear that in her voice. Like her voice is like so warm and rich, like, and it just fits just the holidays.
Well, I've seen her perform now twice, and she always ends with "Somewhere Over the Rainbow,"
Yeah.
and of course she's gonna sing
Yeah.
that song, right?
Yeah.
It's so good. And then Christmas in Mexico, I think, is gonna be another great show.
Yeah.
And then the last, there's two more I want to mention. I know I've said more than three, but I'm talking about them quickly. But Christmas in Mexico is November 22nd. After the New Year,
December 22nd.
December 22nd. Thank you. What did I say?
November.
November, December 22nd. And then after the new year, we do have a stage door type of show that we do. We call it Stage Door Lounge, where the audience is on the stage with the artist, so it's more intimate. And we only sell about 120 tickets to that. There's a bar on the stage. Think of more like a club feel. And so we have Andy McKee is coming for that, and he's another incredible guitarist. He's been here before, probably my first, like 10 years ago.
Oh, okay.
9 or 10 years ago. And he was like kind of one of the very first viral YouTube sensations for guitarists. So you could go see his videos online. He does he's kind of like Luca. He does a lot of really incredible guitar work that you will be amazed by. And to be
Yeah.
that close to him, to watch it, is going to be great.
And he has guitars also. I've seen a couple of videos where he's playing like a 3-neck guitar.
Oh, yeah. He
Which
does all
is-
these
yeah,
unusual things.
yeah.
He plays all these weird chords. But it's not really dissonant, but it sounds beautiful, and it's great music. And then Wheel of Fortune Live.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh,
we
I
talk
was going
about
to talk
that?
about
Yes.
that one.
Wheel of Fortune.
We have not talked
We have
about
not
that.
talked about that.
Wheel of Torture.
Which it's not
And
aired,
that's-
right?
It's a live
November.
event that's not broadcast.
Yeah, so the
With
wheel will
audience
be on the
members.
stage, the letters will be up here, and if you're in the audience, you'll have a chance to come up and compete. There will be prizes, there will be travel packages. The grand prize is $10,000. And then you can also audition for the actual show while you're here.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
There
Yeah, there's
will
a whole
be-
lot of stuff you can do with this.
Yeah, and then the host it's not, I don't think it's Ryan Seacrest, but it's going to be some celebrity host. So we don't even know who the host is yet.
Can we- Will they tell us in advance?
Yeah.
Will we get to select? Will we get a list?
And also, does staff get the opportunity to each spin
Spin
the
the
wheel?
wheel.
Can I like?
want to spin that.
How do you
Just wanna
spin the wheel?
Yes.
We're going to test it for safety.
Yes.
Right, for safety
For the
reasons.
audience, yes.
There will be some VIP tickets if you want to buy, where you can come up on stage and spin the wheel.
Oh, man,
I
that's
think those will be coming out soon.
Okay.
yeah.
But yeah, Wheel of Torture is going to be great.
Wheel of
Wheel of
Fortune Live.
Did I say Wheel of Torture?
You said Wheel of Torture.
Several times now. Are you not good at the word puzzles?
No, I'm just kidding. That's what we always call it at home.
And that's Monday, November 10th.
And we have lots of comedy. John Lovitz.
John Lovitz.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
John Lovitz.
Rated R.
Rated R show, John Lovitz.
Funny Women.
Funny women of a certain
Yeah,
age.
they're also rated R, just so you all know.
San Francisco comedy.
Yeah, they come every year.
competition. They come
Yes,
every year.
comedy.
Last year's was great, or this one a few weeks ago was great.
What about,
Lots of humor.
yeah, and we need it.
We need, yeah, I was
So
just saying, like,
that's,
we need it.
yeah, we need it. Let's
We always
take
need
it
humor.
and make
Well,
it
International
happen.
Guitar Night.
International, but we have family shows too. We have
Moana.
Moana live to film concert. So we had Coco here.
That was amazing.
It was
And it was
amazing.
I did
amazing.
not
Hot
know.
seller too, Moana.
I did not know who to watch. Was I
Yeah.
watching the film Coco? Was I watching the
You kinda do both.
orchestra?
Yeah,
or
you
was
kinda-
I
They're
watching
in
the
sync
tech people
with
behind
the-
us?
Right.
Keep it all in sync.
It's pretty incredible how they
It was
do that.
it was amazing. I'm super excited about this one because the Coco one was the first time I had ever seen a live orchestra with a film, and it was mesmerizing. Like you said, you're not really sure to watch, but you're just completely mesmerized by the fact that this live orchestra is completely in sync with the
On
movie,
in sync, like,
100% of the time, and it was
and you're like, how
wild.
do they do that?
Yeah, and that one specifically because the main character plays a guitar. So those were all lined up too. It was wild. So Moana with the Polynesian Orchestra is going to be great.
I had seen the Triplets of Bellevue, and so the film, I had never heard of the film, but apparently it's a cult classic, and it was really great to see a live orchestra with it. That was a number of years ago.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
had that show a couple of years ago.
That was here?
Yeah,
was here.
it's right here, live orchestra, and the film was playing.
And do we want to talk about our season opener real quick?
We have not talked about our
Biggest name on the
gala.
list?
Yeah. Well, so we'll
Again,
end
back
on a
to-
high note
Back to
here.
the 90s, right?
Yeah.
So-
How do we live without her? Leanne Rimes,
Leanne Rimes, yeah.
right?
Is that a song of
That's a
hers?
song.
Okay.
You don't know that one?
I don't. She was in
Without you.
the 90s. Well, see, I probably know this
Get your-
song.
Yeah,
I
get
mean,
your
she
podcast.
started when she was 13, I think.
Yes.
And broke through with a cover of the song Blue,
Blue.
that just went wild. And I think she was on Star Search when she was young too.
Yeah.
Britney Spears
Yeah.
and Christina Aguilera,
Yes,
Justin Timberlake, all of those guys.
all in that genre, and that's another one that if you're like, oh, I don't know, do I know that many of her songs? Once you start hearing,
You
Yeah.
know her.
That's hers,
I know.
that's hers.
It's really genre crossing.
And this
Yeah.
is our gala. So it's a gala plus the concert. So there's going to be a giant party outside on the plaza with lots of food and drinks. There's going to be a silent auction and a live auction. She's going to be performing with the Livermore Amateur Symphony, led by Laura Weber, who's one of my favorite people and does an amazing job. So full-on experience from
Yeah.
the moment you step onto the plaza to when you're in your seat throughout the whole evening. It's going to be great.
And these tickets are selling fast.
They are.
They've been,
August 23rd. It's
yeah,
August
it's August
23rd.
23rd. It's a whole evening filled from the minute you walk in the door till the minute you leave. It's a big night.
And it's
It's
our
our
10th
biggest
anniversary.
fundraiser of the year.
And it's our 10th anniversary as
And
well.
it's 10th
It's
annual.
the
10th anniversary.
Other
10th
visits-
gala.
Gala.
Yeah,
Not
the
the
10th
10th
annual
anniversary.
gala.
We're at
10th
like
gala.
19, I think, with Bankhead.
Yeah.
We're
What's
18.
the 18th season?
18.
Yeah,
I think
so-
everybody knows who Leanne Rimes, so everyone's really excited to see
Yeah.
her. So she's so familiar to people that
And in such an intimate
Yeah.
environment,
Yeah.
it will be, it will be
Yeah,
incredible.
yeah, it'll be it's a great night at the theater.
Yeah.
And,
Do we
And
know-
your support helps all year round
And it's
at
a
that event.
fundraiser, yeah.
Yeah.
So it definitely
Yeah.
helps us with all the programs that we do throughout the year for the community, all of our education programs.
Do you know if she's going to do a special auction item to meet her, like our other gala artists
That's
have done?
TBD.
Oh,
I can't
okay.
tell you.
Secrets, lots of secrets.
Yeah, I can't tell you that.
There are lots of great auction items, so we're working on them right now. and
Absolutely.
There's some really good stuff.
Yeah.
Cool, very cool. Anything
All right.
that can be divulged?
Um,
No?
Top secret.
wait,
Wait a
Top
second, it's all
secret.
top
yeah,
secret
top
still.
secret, but it's good.
Yeah,
It's good, and it all goes to support the shows, the programs that we have here, so we can get some bigger names that ticket sales might not cover the costs, and do the educational outreach and free family events, and
yeah,
All
it's
set.
fun.
yeah,
Yeah.
It's super fun. And when is Art Walk?
Art Walk is October 11, Saturday, October 11. So
Yeah, and then we also have Comic-Con coming up on
Comic-Con
June
is
28th.
June 28th.
Yeah.
So both big popular events. So everybody loves those events. Fun, free to attend.
I think
Yeah.
the only things we didn't talk about are Hank,
Hank and my honky tonk
Hank
heroes,
Yeah.
And the Carpenters.
The Carpenters, which is
Yep.
like,
which is
hot
the
ticket.
fastest selling show so
Oh, and
far this
Keiko.
season.
Yeah.
And Keiko.
Yeah,
oh, and Keiko.
But yeah, if you're interested in the Carpenters, you got to get your ticket
Oh.
now.
yeah,
Because it's already-
definitely.
Fast.
It's already a third sold.
Yeah,
Close your eyes.
Yeah.
You can't tell the difference. It's really
Yeah,
kind of eerie.
she sounds amazing. This performer is really incredible.
all right.
Are we
well,
done? Is
I
that
think
it?
I think we're good. Thank you all so much for joining us for our annual Staff Picks podcast. You can find us anywhere that you listen to your podcast. So whether it's Apple or Spotify or YouTube, we're on YouTube. You can find us on our homepage. So like us, download us, tell us what you think, and maybe we'll read it on air one time. And
Or if you have
know,
a good dad joke.
or if you have a good
Right.
dad joke,
There we
Chris
go.
is
Dad jokes.
Chris is collecting dad jokes,
always
but
have
we're
a
okay. Yeah, and thank you again for joining us for Beyond the Stage. I'm Ruth Eggerman.
And I'm Chris Carter, and
We're
y'all say
everybody
your
else.
names.
We're the staff.
Staff.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Thank you.
You turn me on like a light switch when you're moving your body around and around. Now I don't wanna fight this. You know how to just make me want you, baby. No, there ain't no doubt. Am I ready? What you talking about? Am I ready? You gon' figure it out to be loved.